Today in our 2007 Jeep Wrangler, we're going to take a look at the best wiring harnesses available for flat tow setups. Here we're going to have our TrailerMate T-style connection set up. This is part number TM781124. This harness protects the towed vehicle from feedback, but it does not protect the motorhome from feedback. Here in the middle is going to be a very similar setup to the TrailerMate. This one's from Hopkins. This is going to be part number HM50002 Again, uses a T-style connector, so we're going to plug right into our factory harness. This is a diode pack. This is like having 4 diodes in one little box. This is going to protect the motorhome and the towed vehicle from backfeed. The only downside is that if this box goes bad, then the whole harness is going to need to be replaced instead of just one diode. Now, if we take it one step further, we can go into our Roadmaster Universal high power diode kit. This is part number RM-154. Now this is going to come with 4 diodes. Those are going to go in between our trailer marker lights, our right turn signals, our left turn signals, and this is going to take 2 inputs. So we'll bring our car input in and our motorhome input in, and it's going to give us a single out. This kit is going to protect the motorhome and the towed vehicle from backfeed. And with this one, if one diode goes out, it can more easily be diagnosed and replaced without replacing the whole harness. The only downside here is the cutting and splicing of the factory wires. And our 4th and final kit here is going to be our Bully kit. This is part number NV-5164. This is a completely wireless kit. These are going to use magnets to secure to our vehicle. And then we've got our transmitter here. This plugs into the back of our coach. This is going to allow the signal to be transmitted from here to our lights. Now we just need to keep in mind here, right needs to go to the right, left needs to go to the left, or we're going to be confusing people while we're heading down the road. I also like that on the back side we still do have a 4-pole connector, so if we need to connect any other type of wiring or need to have any other signals there, we'll be able to connect right to it, no problem. Now the Bully kit here, this is a magnetic kit, so if you've got several vehicles that you're going to be towing behind your motorhome, this might be a good choice. We don't have to do any hard wiring, we don't have to get in, separate our factory connectors, and these can easily be switched from car to car. Because this is removable and mounted on the back of your tow vehicle, this does not provide a hard wire connection to our vehicle. So the downside to this wiring kit is that it can't be used with a braking system that requires feedback or input from the stop, turn, and taillight signals. Now, something that's really nice about the TrailerMate or the Hopkins system is that we're not going to be cutting any of our factory wiring. What we're going to do is simply plug this in between the back of our taillight and our factory wiring. That's going to allow us a good connection. Green goes to the passenger side, yellow, brown, and white, that's going to run over to our driver's side. Now we do have a small connector sticking out to the side here. This is for adding trailer wiring to the back of the towed vehicle if you're going to need to hook up a cargo carrier, maybe a small trailer or something like that. This part's available separately. And then, like the next 3 systems we're going to talk about from that point, we're simply going to take our 4-pole bonded wire. We've got our white for ground, brown for trailer marker, yellows for left turn, greens for right turn, and we'll be able to run this right up to the front of the car, connect it to our bracket, mount it onto our base plate or however we decide to do that. And we'll also have our adapter or our pigtail. This is going to plug into the motorhome, and it's got little LEDs that are going to indicate whether we're getting the signals that we want. And then it connects right into the front of our towed vehicle. That's going to sing the signal through. The one thing you'll want to keep in mind with the Hopkins is it doesn't come with an adapter to go from your 4-pole to your motorhome, so you'll have to provide your own with this kit. Now, a kit that we install a lot, basically just because of how safe of a kit it is, and once it's installed properly, we're really not going to have to worry about any vehicle damage either direction. That's that RM-154 kit from Roadmaster. Now this is going to have our jumper or our adapter. This is also, just like before, 4-pole connector. This is going to allow us to get all of our lights and all of our signals into our motorhome. Comes with a little bit of wire loom here so we can clean up the look. And with each of our kits, the RM-154, the HM50002 and the TM781124. We can switch our ends, the ends that come up to the front of the vehicle. All we have to do is trim that end off, and we can add on a 4-pole round, we can add on a 6-pole. Whatever our application is going to call for, or whatever we want to use, we can trim that off, strip our wires back, and put it right on. Now I think the most protection, the most security, the most reliability that we're going to get is probably going to come out of our Roadmaster kit, the RM154. This is, as far as I'm concerned, the harder of the kits to install, because you're going to have to work with your factory wiring to get our diodes put in place. If you don't want to get that in depth with a more difficult install, but you still want backfeed protection in both directions, then the Hopkins kit is a good option too. Just remember that with this one, if a diode goes bad, then we'll be replacing the entire harness. Now with the universal magnetic style lights, I think these work out pretty well. I wouldn't necessarily rely on these for trip after trip after trip after trip if it's just going to be on one vehicle. If you're switching it from vehicle to vehicle, I think this would be a great choice. That way you're not going to have to wire up 3 different cars. You can just take them off and switch them. But I think for maximum reliability, like we talked about, Roadmaster, down to Hopkins, down to TrailerMate, and then if need be, we could do our magnetic setup. Now that we've had a look at the best wiring kits available for the 2016 Jeep Wrangler, we hope it'll make your buying decision a little bit easier to make.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.